Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all well. Welcome back again with another live show on the channel. Yes, it is just me and Mason at the moment, but we will get the other guys on when they are ready. They're just getting themselves sorted, so we'll get them in when they're ready. So that'll be Jason, John, and Tony. So we'll get them in when they come on. I know some are just I know some have just gone back from work, and I know some Tony's just on another show at the moment, and John says just. He says just get himself ready as well. So, but we are discussing tonight about why do we not like to shop for players in the other transfer markets? So that's what we're discussing on tonight's show. So far, it just looks like we just want to shop in the Premier League market, or maybe either in the Championship, or it's mostly the English markets we like to shop in. That's the thing. So. But again, this is going to be a very interesting show, and I think there'll be a lot of great points on this as well. So, yeah. Well, and guys, if you enjoyed tonight's show, please do give us the thumbs up, because that just keeps us up those search results on YouTube. Please, of course, if you are brand new at the channel, if you're not yet subscribing and you enjoy what goes on the channel week in, week out, please do hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do so, and it does help make the channel grow. And of course, please do hit that bell notification. It does let you know whenever we are live or when a pre-recorded video does take place on the day. So that notifies you what comes up on the channel week in, week out, whether it's a live show or pre-recorded video. So again, do hit that bell to make sure you do not miss anything at all. And if you'd like to give a donation, feel free to do so. If you want to become a member, it's 99p a month. And you'll be put into a prize draw we do if you do become a member on the channel. We'll dive into comments that have come in. Good evening, Lee. Good evening, Lorraine. Hope you're well. And we're good. Good evening to Stat DB as well, who's doing it on me and Tony's channel as well so far. So, well, since the other guys are not here yet, but there will be soon, Mason, why do you think we just want to shop in one particular market, either the Premier League or just the English markets? Why do we not like? Why have we gone away from shopping abroad for players?
I think it's with Eddie.
Yep, I think it does lie on him.
And you look at different other managers do different ways, but Eddie Howe somehow did does differently.
Yep.
But yet again, you've got to rely on different players, different teams who want to work. He needs to learn. But different teams want to do different ways. And obviously with the quotes that Paul Mitchell came out the other day saying that this isn't off for purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows you he wants to go down another route for what Dan Ashford had worked with before he went to Man United.
Yep. See, I know Dan Ashford was a snake of this club, but he was going in abroad for the players. He got the likes of Isak, and he got the likes of Tonalian as well.
He went to the likes of Australia.
Yep.
Denmark. Obviously, a few in this country. He was trying to do what he did at Brighton, and then obviously he came out being a little bastard and fucked off to Man United, didn't he?
Yeah, we know that as well. So, well, we don't like shopping in the transfer market. We just like to window shop, says Lorraine. and yeah, we're keeping very well. Thanks. Hope you are as well. Good evening, Ian. Sorry for the silly question. Is it cheaper to shop at home than abroad, or the other way around? I think it's cheaper to go abroad now these days rather than the Premier League, because the price tags for some of these players who are in the Premier League are absolutely unbelievable. I.e., we know one of them who we try to go for and wasted so many days on. We should explore the Indian market. I've heard of a great... Oh, God, Clarky.
Can I quickly go back to Lorraine's question?
Yep.
You see a lot more teams going to the South American market.
We do. Very good point there. Yes, you do. We have.
I've grown up saying, like, obviously like before all this happened, you only seen the one or two. Obviously, the most notable one before that was Martinelli.
Mhm.
Now he's seen clubs saying 2, 3. We're coming up against Wolves who signed a midfielder from Brazil. I get his name. They signed Andre.
Mhm.
It
Yep.
just shows you that there's clubs going there so that they don't hit with the FFP. Wolves are a prime example because they nearly got hit by FFP.
Yep, they did.
And I think I like it because obviously I think if Fox is in the chat, he'll probably if Fox is on both like Tony and John's platforms. If he's watching, you see a lot more. You see the reason I think the get South American players is because the pace is better,
Yep.
more technical, and
Mhm.
and you've seen a lot of South American players come over here
And look
and
how they've hit the ground running.
look how they do.
Yep.
Most notably in the past 2 seasons, Martinelli.
Yes, Martinelli.
When he first signed for Arsenal, I never heard of him. Look what he is now. He's one of the best left wingers in the Prem.
You know he's struggling a little bit, but he's still a cracking
And
young player.
I know he's struggling, but he is
One of
still a
our
decent player.
players as well has done it. Bruno.
I was gonna say Joe Linton, but
Bruno, Joe Linton. That's a good question. Has Joe Linton done it in his own country before? Let's have a look. Yes, he has. It's a sports club called Sport Recife or Recife, is how you pronounce them. And that's where he started his youth career. So, yeah, Joe Linton's another one. So, there you are. Lorraine says the scouts really need to get out and about, as I'm sure there has to be some talent abroad. There has to be. There's got to be, surely. And look at how many transfer targets we've looked and went and missed out because they're not looking in the other markets.
you forgot. Peter, I've just got to mention you've forgot one player. Almiron, and he's Paraguayan, but
yeah.
But he's done the same in South American before he went to Atlanta.
We know what Miggy's like now, but still, before when Miggy was in his good primes at the time, as well. Good evening, Wacky. And even Lorraine agrees with about going in the South American market. What's the announcement? You'll find it on somewhere. That's all we're gonna say.
Go on a certain Paul Glance channel because he'll be on there.
English players.
And he's actually hit 1K fucking subs and all.
Here comes Jason. How you doing?
Yo, welcome in. Well, ain't much, is it?
English players way overrated. With 35 million max, as well. So thank you very much, Mr. Ian Fleming. Thank you for your membership for 9 months. Really, really appreciate the support as always. Good evening, Mick. As well, I think it's harder to get work permits from players for some countries, especially if their rent going to be regular first team players. Good point that Wacky's made as well. So
Jamal Lewis had to do it.
Have you seen all the awful Twitter comments from Brazilian slating Bruno saying he's mid and overrated just because they got beat last night? Every team's going to get beat. Every player's going to have an off day.
Please, Lorraine, please don't tell me Mickey scored the winner last night, please.
I've not checked who scored the goals actually as well.
That's why I'm asking, because I didn't see it, and I got beat, but I didn't see who scored.
Right, so I'm looking at the last player we got in from abroad, and that was over a year ago, and that was Sandro Tonali. That was the last player we got in from abroad. Other than that, it's been in the Premier League or in the English League. So, after Sandro Tonali, it was Harvey Barnes, then it was Livramento, then it was Lewis Hall. Of course, we didn't sign anyone in the January, well, apart from Alfie Harrison for the academy.
Ian Fleming's just gifted five memberships.
Thank you so much, Ian, for gifting 5 memberships out. Really, really appreciate that. So they've gone to Lou Carpenter, Christian, Clarkey, David,
Tony.
Alessandro Minetti, and Lee in UFC. And Tony's just wandered in as well. So
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
fresh off Harry's show now, so yeah.
that's nice, no problem. Right, so as I was saying, the last player we shopped for abroad was actually Tonali. Other than that, it's been players in the Premier League or in the English leagues, because I mentioned after that it was Barnes, after that it was Livramento, after that was Lewis Hall. As I mentioned, we didn't sign anyone in the January window. Then when we get to summer, we get Lloyd Kelly in on a free from the Premier League, of course. We get, of course, John Ruddy, who was in the English League with a relegated Birmingham City side. Then it was, I think, Vlachodimos as well. Again, Forest, Premier League. And then it was Osula again. Sheffield United were just relegated, but again, it's from the English leagues. So, Tony's just
You
grabbing
know
a
how
drink.
Birmingham got freaking relegated of a stupid Scouse idiot.
Well, yeah, there you are. People just saying hello to each other in the chat. No, Mason, it was Gomez, but apparently Miggy had a canny game for them. Oh,
I'm gonna have a look, see who this.
Yeah, I think Miggy played about 86 minutes.
you got Mr. T. I like Azalanga, but don't like any Manu rejects like as Maguire. And Anthony says, yeah, but you did get a few youngsters from aboard for a youth ride, which after a certain period are classed as trained. Your club means 100% profit when you sell them on. Well, yeah, we did, but not the first team, not the players for the first team squad right now. That's
It's
the thing.
It's Diego Gomez who plays for Inter Miami. Who
Yeah.
scored for Paraguay.
So Jason, so as I mentioned, the last player we shopped in the window abroad for our first team was Tonali, and we've gone away from that market ever since, gone from them kind of markets ever since. And again, we've just been shopping in the Premier League or the English or the Championship in markets like them.
Yeah, to think that when we was under Ashley, we were being called Les Mags because we constantly kept buying from France.
Well, we did, yeah, at the time.
Now we're back. I really don't know what Eddie's thinking. I'm starting to dip a lot for Eddie over recent weeks. He's going for English talent, yes. He comes out with this. He only wants this one player or no one else. I don't know. It's something doesn't sit right with me. We can go abroad and we can get players a lot cheaper and probably even better.
Absolutely, we can. Absolutely. Just people saying hello to each other. Miggy got a 6.8, Bruno a 6.7. Good evening, Julie. Hope you're well. We got Minty and Pivas after Tonali. I think Minty was before Tonali because I double checked on the list. I think Minty was before Tonali. Pivas, but I don't think he was going to be for the first team, and he's been shipped out on loan. So, and have the scouts lost their passports, says Yabba. You'd like to know as well. Don't worry, Jason, he'll be off to England soon, says Brian. He's on about Eddie Howe. Has Tony gone visible? He's just going to get a drink. So
I just went for a drink.
But Jason, look at targets who we missed on by not going abroad. There could have been
so many targets. We could have got Chiesa for like 11, 12 mil.
Yeah, we could have.
We could have got Cho or TL or however you want to pronounce his name. We could have got him. Apparently, he didn't want to come, but money talks.
Another player we could have got on was Mohamed Simikin. That was another target, probably another target we were after.
There was a small rumor that we were after Benacer, the AC Milan defensive midfielder. They were willing to let him go. We could have been offered him. So many players we could have had. So many players we could have gone through, but it all goes back again to a certain Mr. Howe that only wanted one player.
Again, and that's crazy. Just wanted one player centre back when we need a right winger as well. Has Tony gone? He's still there. He's just getting himself sorted. Speaking of sitting right, that keyboard position isn't very. Yeah, I think it's your position, Jason.
Yeah, I know I got up against the wall, so I'm just leaning a bit.
Cherky's another one. Well said, Wacky. For 20 million as well. attacker minded, but he can play right winger as well. Brian says the story that came out there, Eddie and I will put their differences aside and put the club first. There's something I don't like about Howe at the minute. They've got to work together, the pair of them now.
Is there a certain football association being touted for him?
Well, that's the thing. Keys' wages are too much. They'd have to increase the stars again. It's a favoured nations clause. Maybe his wages could have been too high that we maybe can't afford yet.
I would have took him, but it's his injuries. What he's
I know that's what was a lot of people putting off by him as well. So again, people are just saying hello to each other in the chat. I mean, another one that could have been. Another one I would have liked to have had, Jason, and you went to Forest, was Carlos Miguel from the South American. Look how good he was. Even Tony keeps bringing this one up.
Yeah, definitely.
He only cost Forest. Forest only got him for only a few million. And the game he played against us, he was brilliant for them.
Absolutely amazing. For a player who's unknown, just coming to the squad, you think, yeah, he's going to need to do a lot to make a name for himself. I think just in one game, he's made a name for himself. Cracking player.
Apart from Dean Henderson, that's the best keeper Forest had in the Prem. Apart from Dean Henderson, the rest have been shite.
I mean, I don't know why a lot of people. I don't know why
we've got one of them now. Stupid idiot.
Vlachodimos, and again,
2 clean sheets.
Well, he did, but we know it was a PSR situation. But Shally, do you think as well, Jason, if we needed to help Forest, Shally, there could have been another player that could have been around that value that could have helped with the PSR situation?
You could have gone for so many players. You could have gone for Morgan Gibbs-White. You could have gone for Erlanger. You could have gone for any other player instead of a third-choice goalkeeper that's never going to feature for us.
No, absolutely not. Definitely.
We could have also had Rabiot.
Yep, free agent as well. Apparently, I find it bizarre that every man, woman, child, and dog saw that was needed at the end of last season, but the people that actually decide didn't see it. Says Wacky. Absolutely. For me, I've never been emotionally attached to manager. Says Brian. Fair enough.
Going back to what Jason said about Rabiot, apparently we're in talks with him and Man U and talks with him.
Man United are refusing to pay his wages because he's asking too much. So if he wants to get back into the France squad, if he wants to actually start making names for it, he may have to consider dropping those wage demands.
Or we the brains for talent don't go for them and snapped up and taken by other clubs. That just seems what has been happening. Nobody said we had a choice of what player we got. If we got Erlanger or Gibbs-White, the books would balance as their value is above Anderson's. Maybe that's a possibility, but surely there could have been another player apart from them too. Could have been the same value and better than maybe not a bad show.
No, and how he would have asked to have Chris Wood back.
I'm not sure we ever wanted to or was ever going to spend this window. I think we are saving for next summer. Seamus a good qualifying majority impact us if we don't qualify for Champions League. I can see your point there, Clarky, but we needed targets in this window. We needed another centre-back. The only right centre-back we've got at the minute is Fabian Schär, who's back from a suspension. But when he's out, you'll have to play. But we're short in that position. That's the problem. That is the problem. We've only got Fabian Schär. Lascelles is out till a very long time as well. And that was the position we need to sort. Right winger. We've only got Miggy and Murphy, and I'm getting bored of watching them to play every game now. I really am. Does the club think Eddie's holding the club back? If he's only shopping in the Premier League or the English markets, then you could say yes, absolutely. I reckon this will be Eddie Howe's toughest press conference on Friday. I'll be interested to see what he says. Tomori would have been good. I think Tomori would have been a good as well. He would have cost way less cheap, I think, Guy. Tomori's one of the best centre-backs. He's one of the best centre-backs I've seen play. Guy doesn't get picked for England. And I think that would have been a good choice.
Again, if Eddie Howe wants freaking English players, the stupid idiot should have went for Tomori. Instead of faffling on with fucking Guy, should have went there in Milan.
I think Tomori would have been a good option. Because I think AC Milan are stocked up on defenders. I'm pretty sure they are. come January, there may be players coming in the last 6 months of contracts that you could start negotiations with to get on a free at the end of the season. Possibly.
Well, apparently, come January, he wants to go back in for Gahey again. What's the
Oh,
point?
we should
Just
move
end
away. I
that.
do not want to deal with that idiot Parish again. We should move away from him completely.
For what I seen, they're going to go back in for Erlanger and freaking Gee.
Elanga, I think Langer's a cracking player. I think he'll. It depends how much he'll chug, but I don't want to. Gay. I mean, Palace will just play. Will just pass us from pillar to post again.
For what I've heard and read, apparently they're going to be splashing the cash in January.
Tomori wasn't available. Apparently, he sold 3 centre backs. All right, then. Okay, then. I don't want Eddie to do transfers, in my opinion. Look at this time at Bournemouth now. Kelly, Osula. I can see where you're coming from, Brian. Tomori profile also very different from Geese. I think Tomori's a good player, and he would have cost. And if AC Milan have sold 3 centre backs, fair enough. Then,
But fucking profile though, Jesus Christ.
But Tony, we'll get your thoughts on it. And
Yeah.
You've said it so many times as well. Why do we not want to explore the other transfer markets?
This is the thing. I mean, look, right? We are the South American market is so bloody cheap at times. There's players that we've been linked with in the past, and we've not acted upon it. Now, Alan Varela went to Porto for 8 million.
Yep.
He can play as a defensive midfielder or centre midfield. He's a fantastic midfielder. He's now worth, double, treble, whatever they paid for him. I think he's worth about 40 million quid already.
Yep.
Now, this is what I'm saying. This is my point. And not only that, Marcus Leonardo, another striker we could have had, went to Benfica for 15 million.
Another good one.
Off for 8.5 million or something, and then he sold him to the Saudis for 20 odd million. Look, again, these are players that we are not going in for. Brighton do it. They've signed Caicedo for 4 million quid, sold him for 115 million pound.
Yep.
Now, people in the chat the other night were saying, "Oh, well, we can't go paying." I'll put it in terms, pissing the money up the wall on these players who are not Premier League proven. I am sick of hearing about Premier League proven players. If you want to shop in the Premier League, it costs you too much bloody money. People want all the money.
They do.
Now, was Botman proven for the Premier League before he
Nope.
come? No. Was Bruno Premier League proven?
Nope.
No, he was not. But they come in, they hit the ground running, and they have done bloody well for us.
Isak, another one.
And the thing is, Isak's another one. And look, when we signed Mikel Merino when he was a youngster, was he Premier League proven? Absolutely
He
not.
wasn't.
And again, so look, if anybody out there thinks that we should only shop in the Premier League market, then I'm afraid if you want us to not have money to spend on players, then, this is the thing. Now, he has one player I'm going to throw at everybody, and I threw this in the group earlier on today, and look, now, last night, this guy had a fantastic game for England. His name is Angel Gomez, okay?
Yes, he was
right,
brilliant.
Now I'm going to run through his stats for you. Let me run through his stats. He's 24 years of age.
Tony, I'm just quickly going to come in here. Apparently, the Sun says we're after him.
Are we?
Well, the Sun.
Apparently
But take a pinch of salt with the Sun.
So anyway, this is his stats, okay? So the lad can play in 3 different positions. He can play as a defensive midfielder, a centre midfielder, and he can play attacking midfield. Long balls and playmaking are his strengths, aerial duels are his weakness. Now, he's worth about 25 million quid as it stands at the moment. He plays for Lille. Now, his stats from last night, I know it's against Finland, and people are going to say, but it's only Finland, and, it's not like we're playing.
He was brilliant. He was
But
fantastic.
it doesn't matter who you're playing. This lad is playing in his second only ever full international for England, and he made his debut he played his full game last night, his home debut. So in 90 minutes, he had 130 touches of the football. Yes, 130 touches. He's got a 94% pass rate last night because 116 out of 123 passes were accurate. He made 1 key pass, 3 out of 4 long balls were accurate. Didn't have any shots at goal. He won 4 out of 8 ground duels, so he won 50% of his ground duels. Didn't win any aerial duels because he didn't get involved with any. He only lost 8 times he lost possession. He made 3 fouls and was fouled twice. 1 interception, 2 total tackles, in fact. So look, this lad was a terrier last night. He was biting at the ankles of their players. He was getting in there. And look, now a lot of people won't know a lot about Angel Gomez unless you watch the under-21s a lot. Now, I do watch the under-21s, and I've seen him play as well. And I rate this lad highly. Now, Lille got this guy from Man U on a free. Man U let him go as a youngster on a free, and Lille snapped him up. And he's one of the best players in Lille's side. Now, the thing is, if we go in for him in January, we can get him on a pre-contract agreement because his contract runs out next summer, and he would be available on a free transfer.
Yep.
So if he does not sign a contract at Lille, and we go in January, you know, we can actually make a pre-contract agreement with him. That means come June, when he's a free agent, he signs for us on a free transfer. That would be cracking business, because if we got him in, then that means the likes of Longstaff, we can say bye-bye to Sean Longstaff. You know, great serving. Thank you very much for what you've done, Sean. But, you know, we need the next level player. Angel Gomez is that next level player. You watched him last night. He was snapping at everybody's ankles. But he does that all the time. That's not just what you see of him last night. He does that all the time. I've seen him many a time for England under-21s doing that. And I tell you what, while we're on the England theme, and I know people are saying, oh, but we're not playing the top teams. Look, we can only play what's put in front of us.
But
you know,
the football is a lot more
got us
better.
relegated. Gareth Southgate got us relegated to the Nations League B. Now, I think Greece might be a tougher test because they are a good team, Greece, let's be honest. And remember, they are former European champions as well, by anyway. But I think you'll see us play well against Greece, and I think we'll beat Greece. But look, the England we've seen in these 2 games under Lee Carsley
It's been a lot more
has been
better.
a huge, huge improvement to what you saw in the summer under the shit of Southgate. And now Southgate's not happy with Anthony Gordon's comments because he says Anthony Gordon was only shouting for a play me play, and he says he wasn't having any of it. And he said because Gordon was filming on his bike and had the accent, that's why he wasn't in the team. So Southgate sort of banished him for that. Now, look, I would understand if he was driving and he'd done something, but he's on a bike, for God's sake, and he's only doing video footage of where he's at because it's scenic, which is understandable. But look, what I'm saying is what we've seen out of England these last 2 games has been absolutely nothing but brilliant. And it's much better. Now, yeah, okay, against Ireland, the first half was great. Second half, not so great. But some players were going the Southgate ways. Last night, we played it all the way through. We did well all the way through. Their keeper made some fantastic saves. Let's not forget, that goalkeeper in goal for Finland kept 16 clean sheets last season for Leverkusen and helped win Leverkusen that title. So, you know, just because it's Finland doesn't mean to say we're going to go in there and walk these teams over. They put everybody in that box. They tried to stop us playing. They tried to stop Gordon playing. And Harry Kane scored a sensational first goal. Take nothing away from that first goal from Kane. That was fantastic. Even his second goal was great from Madueke. Even brings Madueke on.
I thought Madueke was very good when he come on as well.
I thought he was. Now, I thought England had played really well. And I can see we're seeing a different brand of football. Now, I said this, if Lee Carsley was in charge for those Euros, we would have won that Euros. We would have beat Spain in that final, let's be honest. I really do think that. Because I've watched Lee Carsley quite a few times with the England under-21s, and I know how they play. They play attacking football. And that is exactly what he's playing. And that's a breath of fresh air. Even Kane said after the whistle, he turned around Kane and he said, the reporter said, but what's changed different with Lee Carsley? And he says, Lee Carsley gives you more freedom to play. Kane's getting better service now.
Yeah.
Is it because Southgate's tactics, Was that hindering Kane's game? And was that why Kane is playing so deep? Is it because of Southgate? Because I thought Kane looked a lot sharper last night than he has done in recent games. And I know John's just come into the chat, into the panel here. And John, I was on about Angel Gomez before. Now, he's out of contract next year. We could technically go in January and sign him on a pre-contract agreement. And that enables us to get him on a free. I don't know if you caught me with his stats, John, but his stats for last night's game. He played 90 minutes, John, 130 touches of the football, 94% pass rate, accurate passing, which is 116 out of 123 passes were accurate. 1 key pass, 3 out of 4 long balls were accurate. He won 4 out of 8 ground duels, so he won 50% ground duels. He gave away 3 fouls. He lost possession 8 times. He was fouled twice. 1 interception and 2 total tackles. I mean, some player he is, John. I've rated this lad for a long, long time. I think he'd be the perfect replacement for Longstaff.
100%, Tony. I mean, you two, by the way, Pete, Mason, Jason, Tony, and everyone else in the chat.
Sorry for going on, guys, by the way.
No, don't worry, Tony.
Oh, we love Tony's rants.
We do, don't we?
We do.
Exactly.
Need to watch
England
that
are playing
blood
better
pressure.
as well, John.
What do I think of Angel Gomez?
And do you think England are playing much better now under Carsley than Southgate?
Yeah, I think you do. 100%. I think we're playing really well. And under Carsley, we've got a football back. We're playing good football. There's still work to do. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah, there is.
A lot of work to do. I'm not going to judge him or celebrate or jump out my seat after 2 games. I'm going to say, whoa, we got a football back, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is, right, I'm not going to lie, lot of work to be done. But one thing I will say, guys, we haven't took on the bigger nation yet. That will be the test, yeah? Come ask that question again, right? Maybe in the qualifiers, or we play a big team, I'll give you a definite answer. But at the minute, so far so good. We've got the football. You touched on Gomez, Tony. This guy, 5'6" of him, he's more like 4'6". He is some player, I'm telling you. And
He's a terrier. That's what he is.
He's a terrier. He's a ball winner. He breaks things up with ease as well. And let's be real. If it's available, I will get this guy in a heartbeat. Do you know why? Because every other club's going to be after this guy, especially if he's on the fee. I don't think he'll be at Lille next season because they know how good a player he is. He could come out to the Premier League. You never know. However, I think this guy is the perfect signing for Newcastle and a perfect signing for any club as well. And I think this guy is going to be a real deal. I don't know how old he is, Tony. How old is he?
24, John.
24. Well, if he's going to make that move, he's got to do it now, to be fair, because I'll tell you what, I think this guy looks the real deal. I'll be half on about Kobbie Mainoo because I do rate Kobbie Mainoo, right?
I think he's better
Oh,
than
yeah,
Mainoo.
God, he mentions a Man U player, doesn't he?
No. I judge a play on talent.
I think
like
he's better
that.
than Mainoo, John. I know they're 2 different type of players, but I think he's better than Mainoo, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I've got to say it now. I've got to say it now, by the way. I have to say it. But this guy is brilliant. And for what I've seen of him, he looks the real deal.
Yeah. Tomori, etc. looks good on paper to be great players, but we don't know if they tick all the boxes at the club in any specifically regards to statistics. Now, this is where Eddie falls down on this is, again, why we shouldn't just be shopping in one market. He's a fantastic talent, but he's no Rio Ferdinand, says Yappa.
Definitely not.
Christian Basidas is one of many reasons why Howe doesn't want to buy directly from South America, a play with high potential. They never made it. Some it doesn't work, but look who it has worked for. I just said it before, Tony. Bruno played in Brazil. Joe Linton did.
Exactly. And do you remember Clarence Acuna? He wasn't a bad player either.
Yes.
He come from Chile, so that's South America.
We know Miggy came from South America as well, even though Miggy's gone downhill. But still, when Miggy was good at the time.
Yeah. And you mentioned one name as well, guys. Nobby Solano, when he came from Peru. Never heard of him. Never heard of this guy. Okay, he struggled his first season. I can't lie. But under Bobby, He pushed him from right back to the right side of mid, and this guy can teach our wingers how to cross that ball. You don't have to beat a guy, cross that ball, and he's done that with ease.
Even Darren said he would like Angel Gomez. I think he's a very good player. He was brilliant yesterday for England. How what Premier League players found? By giving them a goal. Well said, Andrew.
Well said, ADD.
I personally would like to see us take more gambles on unknown/lesser leagues to find players like Minty, Clocky. What a point you've made there as well.
Exactly.
Do you think sometimes the fans expect too much ahead? So many see marquee signings all the time, not looking at a bigger picture of building a squad within budget. I think I agree, Wacky. Some fans do want that big marquee signing. Like on all channels, cheers, matey. Newcastle next manager will not be English. If that is, I don't think it will be as well. Gomez reminds me of Bruno. Yep. I kept thinking Joe Gomez was Willock. You've still got probably 6 players that will leave on freeze and will need to replace them. 2 marquee players don't replace 6 squad players, in my opinion. They don't, Wacky. And again, that's another great point you've made there. My best player in the squad falls off bike, knowing my teammate, pathetic from Southgate. And look how Gordon played well again yesterday.
Yeah.
This is
I think the way Gordon's had 2. I think the way Gordon's had 2 good games for England, I think you might see a different Gordon on Sunday now. And going back to Foxy's point there, because obviously Foxy's saying in the chat about how Almiron's been highly praised in Paraguay because of his performance last night. But again, this is where I come up with a point of Almiron. He's not a right winger.
Yeah.
And where did Almiron play last night? He played the left of the midfield, the midfield 3 they had. So they played with a 4-2-3-1. So in that, the 3 before the front. So you had Diego Gomez on the right, you had Julian Ciso in the middle, and Miggy Almiron on the left of that. And Miggy had a good game for them last night, and I'll just run through his stats. 86 minutes played, 38 touches of the ball, 16 out of 18 passes accurate, which is an 89% pass rate, accurate rate. He made 1 key pass. 1 out of 5 crosses were accurate. 3 out of 4 long balls were accurate. His 1 dribble attempt wasn't successful. He won 5 out of 11 ground duels. He lost possession 15 times. He caused 3 fouls. He was fouled twice, 3 tackles and 1 dribble passed as well. So Miggy had a good game for Paraguay when they beat Brazil. And as I say, he played on the left of that midfield 3. And this is what I've been saying all the time. Miggy is better playing on the left, but Eddie won't play him on the left.
No, he doesn't, does he? Absolutely doesn't. He's going to do a strip show and reveal the Swansea shit. Good evening, Joe. Hope you're well. He's going to announce he's actually a Man U fan, not John Sinclair. Good evening, Coffee. Hope you're well. I personally don't think we'll see a lot more of Gomez in the upcoming years at the top level, possibly a bit like Dele Alli. I don't know. I think Gomez could turn out to be a really good player.
I think
Totally around sounds like a box on an actor's name, that. And I'm not sure about Kane. He was fed for the balls for the goals, and I thought he played up to a special occasion. I thought Kane looked a lot more sharper yesterday, I thought.
I don't agree with that, because look, come on. I know people slate him, right? Harry Kane, but I thought he played better last night, but what you've got to remember is under Southgate, the football we played under Southgate was absolutely horrible. Dreadful. Compared to what you're seeing now under Carsley. We're seeing a better brand of football under Lee Carsley now, let's be honest. And look, Kane won 100 caps last night, and you don't win that through sheer luck or anything. You win that because you deserve the 100 caps. And look, he scored 68 goals in 100 games for England. I mean, what a scoring rate that is. That's more than 1 in 2. And, and yet people are still slating Kane, and this is what gets me. I know Kane isn't. I know people don't think Kane's the best of players, but the thing is, right? With Harry Kane, when you've got that sort of scoring record for England, that puts you up there as one of the top straight. Well, I mean, he's obviously the best striker for England because he's a goal scoring record, and I don't think anybody's going to beat that record. But 68 goals in 100 games, that's no mean feat. You've got to be good to do that.
Yeah.
And I think under Carsley, he might even score a lot more because the way we're playing this expansive football now, and when you think we've got more and more coming off this production line. Remember, Livramento didn't get a game in these 2 games, and he was on the bench.
Yeah.
Lewis Hall got man of the match for under 21s for 2 assists against Austria. He could come in against Rico Lewis came at left back. I thought he looked better than what Luke Shaw even looks. Let's be honest. I thought
very well,
Rico Lewis
Rico
had a
Lewis.
cracking game last night. And then a lot of fans, when obviously Man City were exploring the fact of trying to sign Bruno and throwing Rico Lewis in, fans were like, oh, we don't want Rico Lewis anywhere near Newcastle. He's not that great. I'm sorry, I think he's a cracking player, that kid, and he's going to get better. And he's now in the Man City team. He's even stopping Kyle Walker getting in.
Yeah, absolutely. One day John will come on to you with the wrong shit. Get this Man U types in. Oh, God. Okay. There's this Paraguayan player that apparently had Bruno in his back pocket last night. Not sure if people have heard of him.
Miguelito. Big up Foxy, my guy. Hope you're well, man.
Paraguayan's giving him a lot of praise.
Yeah, they were because he had a good game.
Who's he called? Miguelito.
Miguelito.
It's Miguel Almiron.
He means Miggy.
Oh, it doesn't mean Miggy, does he? Eddie's box ticking as they can walk my dog. Longstaff first team starter. I'll be annoyed if Longstaff starts on Sunday.
He'll start on Sunday, I'm telling you now, Pete.
No, I guarantee he'll start.
God.
I'm starting.
Bruno.
He will because he'll say Tonali's played 2 90-minute games and he can't play another one, so I'll put him on the bench.
Bruno made his name in Europe, though not South America, hence why Premier League teams didn't buy him until he had European experience. But still, he kicked it off in South America and then worked his way.
Yeah.
Then did work his way across.
This is what I'm saying, Pete. This is what I'm saying. This is what gets me about them. People are saying, "Oh, well, we don't want to get these players from South America," but the thing is, though, you buy them young. Look at Vinny Jr. At Real Madrid.
Yes.
I bet their fans were thinking, "Who the hell's Vinny Jr.?" Now he's worth probably a couple of £100 million. That's how good Vinny Jr. is.
Oh yes.
I've just mentioned some before there. Caicedo, £4 million, goes off from goes to Chelsea for 115 million quid.
Absolutely.
There is bargains out there. There is bargains in that league.
One I mentioned before, which you've mentioned as well quite a few times, Carlos Miguel.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the Nottingham Forest keeper, 3.4 million.
Yep. All very well getting balls in the box, John, but you need a centre forward to attack it. Isak hasn't got the area ability, in my opinion.
The thing is, he scored 25 goals in all competitions last season, so he must have done something right. But I see where you're coming. I see what you're trying to say. But yes, he is slight. Yes, he's skinny. Yeah, but he needs to bulk up a little bit. However, he still scores, and that is the thing.
Yeah, that's it. Brazil is the only national team to have played in all FIFA World Cup editions without any absences or playoffs. Oh God, there was one shocking player we had, Caçapa
and Cardoni. Yeah.
Yes, they do. I know they didn't work out, but again, some won't work out. That's the thing.
We had Colaccini. He was great.
Eddie might try signing him. Yeah, Colaccini. There you are.
Do you think we should say if you've been to Kenny?
Who, Mason?
Kennedy.
Oh, yes.
Who went from Chelsea?
Oh, Kennedy, yeah, he was shame.
To be fair, first season, he was all right. First season, he was fine. But the following season, guys, what's wrong with this player, man? Did he want to come up here?
I hated Kennedy for that penalty miss against Cardiff.
Oh, yes. Let's get Gomez at the 2-0, be Angel of the North. Boom, boom, I'm here all week. Steady with the stats, Tony. Eddie might try signing him. Oh, God.
Go back to that. Go back, Pete. Go back. I've got a question for you.
Oh, God, wacky.
Is that Cluedo? He's a bit. Is he supporting Man U now, isn't he?
Oh, no, he's just having a thingy on.
Hey.
Wacky has had acid anywhere abouts. I was at Acid Radio about another. He was on Tune Review before watching Away the Lasses with Lady Sam and Darren. Congratulations on the deck on their record-breaking TV presenter and TV award. Okay, does John celebrate for the two? We know John's the two. Brazilians don't want to see Bruno back in the Brazil again for the national team. So Poir very close to losing his place. He's going to have a bad game at times. That's the thing.
He's had a few bad games for Brazil, though.
Yeah. So, well, South America, but apparently he was playing like a left centre midfielder when I looked at the team sheet.
Yeah.
South American marking could be hit or miss, but if you get them cheap enough and train them well, no reason why they can't succeed. Very good point, Wacky. Hendrick cost 60 million and wax rubbish last night. Complete waste of money from Madrid. They've just thanked Eddie Howe on stage. Okay. I want to see Osila get minutes. He's strong, ball-footed and decent in the air as well. A bit of pace. I want to see him get a chance. But
He
again,
scored for Denmark under 21s
he
as
did,
well.
yes.
He
Did you
did.
see the news about Man United reported a net loss of 130 million for 23-24? Yes, I did.
I tell you what, though.
I won't be surprised if the Norwich City scarves are going to be out soon, including yours, John.
Under the Premier League clubs cannot receive more than 105 over a 3-year period, and Everton and not first receive point deduction for being in breach. Yep. It was the same with BDB criticism, but he was playing in the wrong position. He was.
He was in the wrong position last year.
Congratulations on deck for their record-breaking 4 heads. But again, let's look at there was another talk I missed as well. John, this player would have been good, and that was Mohamed Silicon. Sorry. I think it would have been-
Silicon.
Silicon.
Silicon Valley.
Simican. That would have been a good addition to the side. Johnny would have cost away a lot cheaper than Guy. Even Tony, you've said about this player as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's quality. isn't he?
Absolutely. Quality defender. 42 million quid, right? And then they touted us to say it's going to be 59, 60 million quid, the release clause. It just goes to show that no one, and I mean no one, knows what's going on in the transfer business, right? It could be anything. However, this guy, 6'2", 24, 25 years of age, right? Is he 22, 23, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to ask the question, why is he gone to the Saudi League at that young age? Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all whatsoever. It's because of the money set. It's because of the money. Yeah. But don't forget, the PIF pays that money. Our PIF pays that money. Yeah. So why do we not get Silicon up at St. James's? Because he would have been perfect for us. He could play
I
right
think
back.
he would have been.
He would have played at defence, and he would have been. It would have been the best 42 million quid for a defender that defends properly every single game.
Rod-
And now he goes there, and it's just another chance to miss.
With Rodrigo Vilca with every pound. That didn't work out, but he was for the academy. Thanks for spoiling
Fucking hell,
it.
Brian.
Brian, John wants more Leicester back. That's who he
John-
wants, more Leicester.
Mohamed Silicon. Oh, I can't believe I'm tinning it. I was tinning it to Paul Mason there when I said Silicon. Coffee tossers with John. Oh God,
John Beer.
Aye, John wants more Leicester and Al.
reports that you said about
Mason, I think you're more United. I'll speak to Alice later, Alice Abrams, yeah, and tell her that Mason would love to come on your channel and you can talk about all things red.
What did I just
reports
say?
that-
What did I
It
just
didn't say
say?
Man United. It wasn't Man United, you
Exactly.
said.
Exactly.
Reports that you had about 100 million to spend in summer, so spending 70 million on player makes no logical sense. Get 30 million players in. We clearly had money thing. We clearly had money there to spend. And Bruno hasn't really offered anything for Brazil since becoming a regular. Bruno was given freedom in the air yesterday with Paquetá, with Andre was holding. No excuses of fault for the goal too. And yeah, we're not going
Don't read it, Pete. Don't read it.
Eddie Howe should do his match conference on the stage at the set. Oh God.
Oh,
I thought Darren Eales was bad enough for that. I don't want Eddie Howe going in to do it as well.
Pete, can you imagine if he did that to Stack? Can you remember me and Adam P? Big up to Adam Pearson, by the way. My guy. My get-go guy. You know what I mean? Can you imagine me and Adam there do the vlog? In there, he did that. Oh, we have a field day, right?
Oh, it's. Yeah. But
Yeah.
no.
John would like to see an Eric Ten Hag on the stage. Never mind.
I think if Ten Hag went on stage, he'll be having eggs thrown at him. But yeah, Tony, any other targets you could say we've really missed out on that could have been great for our side?
There's a fair few out there. I mean, look, obviously we've got money because we wouldn't be trying to spunk 70 million quid on Gui. But look, obviously there's money there to spend. I mean, and I know people go on and say, well, we're not in Europe. But I don't care if we're not in Europe. It doesn't matter. We got Isak when we weren't in Europe. We got
Bobman in Europe.
Bruno
as
come
well.
in when we were in a relegation zone. So, look, that is a load of tosh in my opinion when you can't get a player because we're not in Europe. I don't take that. Now, look, there's players out there we could have had. I mean, why didn't we go to Real Sociedad and say Takefusa Kubo and say, right, okay, we'll take your we'll pay the £60 million release clause and we'll have him, Gruda, who went to Brighton, young player we were heavily linked with from the German league. Again, we didn't take him. So there is plenty out there. There is plenty of players out there. I mean, look, Simikin was one. Tapsoba was another one we were looking at.
Tapsoba, yeah, absolutely.
As I say, if we're going to spunk 70 million on Gay, may as well go and get Tapsoba because he's a hell of a lot better than what Gay is. I'm not being funny. But there is players out there that you can get abroad, cheaper prices, and they're just as good quality, if not better. But the problem is Eddie Howe will not look past the English market. He's too stubborn on that thing. And this is why somebody needs to come out like Mitchell's doing and say, no, Eddie, we're going to look at other markets. If you don't like it, there's the door. Off you go, unfortunately. Because at the end of the day, you've got to expand. Now look, I'm not saying this is how Eddie Howe's working, but is it because Eddie Howe probably thinks he's better at coaching players who are Premier League proven rather than players who are not Premier League proven? Is that where Eddie's downfall is? Could this be his downfall? And this is not me being awkward or horrible or anything, but I'm just looking at it at a different angle. Could it be the fact that if a player comes in from Argentina, Colombia, Brazil, Norway or wherever, and he comes into our structure, could it be something that Eddie Howe's thinking, well, actually, is this out of his comfort zone? And that's the thing. But then if you want to be an elite manager, this is where you've got to earn your corn, And I get where Paul Mitchell's coming from. And, I'd like all your takes on it as well, like Jason and that. But look, the thing is, where Paul Mitchell's coming from is he says, have we physically got a player we can sell in there for 25 million quid? Now, you look, I've said this before, Carvalho and Vandenberg both left Liverpool for £25 million a piece, fringe players. Okay? Now, can you tell me, honestly, any of yous, all of yous answer the question as well, but look, can any of yous tell us, has there anybody in that squad, apart from the obvious, apart from Bruno, Isak, Gordon, Botman, Bruno, apart from any of them, is there anybody else in that team who we could physically sell for £25 million plus?
None.
Miggy.
Answers on a postcard.
No.
Miggy.
Mickey, I don't think would go for that price now.
Possibly Willock if he was to keep fit.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe Willock, yeah. But we haven't got many though, have we, Jason? That's the problem.
No, there's none there. They're all probably less than even the 10 mil than the I'd rate them as.
I mean, when you think Mintier, we bought him for 5 million quid because it was 7 million euros. We bought him for 5 million quid. We sold him for 30 million. Okay, we had to do it because of PSR. Yeah, Clarkie's put their whole Livramento. Yeah, you could see those two as well, but we don't want to sell them, do we? They were future fullbacks. But look, I'm just on about fringe players in general. Players that aren't going to get first team action all the time. There is nobody in that squad that we can sell on for 25 million plus. And that's where Paul Mitchell's trying to say we need to start bringing these players in.
Yep.
Foxy's put a good point there. That could be Pivash next season. Yeah, if he has a great season for Willem too in the Eredivisie, then yeah, he could be another one that's on the way out. But hopefully not. And nobody's going to take Matt Target, Clarkie. Not a chance. No, he's not worth more than 25 million. He's not even worth it. He's worth about 8.5 million according to Transfer Market. And again, we could have got rid of him on deadline day because Fulham and Leicester wanted him, but we said no.
Yeah, apparently
Eddie
House
Howe
is
said
too
no.
important for the team at the minute.
Fucking important. Get rid.
Oh, fair play.
Well,
yeah.
the best one is that we're apparently heavily linked with Anthony.
Oh, if we get
Who
him,
wants him?
Man, absolutely no chance. Not a chance. The only Anthony, we would have got an Anthony already. It's Anthony Gordon. Yeah, that'd do.
John, you've got two. You've got two.
I swear down, this guy, he loves Man United.
John, you've
Fair
mentioned on your channel previously you're a Man U fan.
No, I'm
I've
not.
seen it, and I've seen.
fair
I've
play
seen
to
it.
Adam P for completing the run at the weekend. Yeah, well done. Well
Big
done,
up to my
everyone.
go guy, Adam.
Well
My
done,
go guy.
everyone who took part in it. Just shamed
Yeah.
someone tragically lost their life at 29 years of old during the run as well. Far too young.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you think, Pete, right? If you look back at last season, Forest bought two wingers for less than 20 million quid. Got Langer for 15 million.
Yep.
They got Hudson-Odoi for 3 million, right? Do you think, I mean, look, that is a steal. I mean, because they can both play right and left wing. Thing is, Pete, would you have been disappointed if we'd went and signed Hudson-Odoi for 3 million last season? Because I wouldn't
No.
have been, because I would have
No,
thought,
definitely
no,
not.
bloody good player to bring him to the side. When he's fitting on his game, he's one of the best wingers in the Premier League, let's be honest.
He's done very
He's
well.
just
for
lost his
Forest.
way at Chelsea, that's all.
That was the
But
problem,
he's
yeah.
played well for Forest.
Absolutely. I mean, Jason Alanga, I know he's a really good player, but it seemed like a panic buy, which that one was for the, particularly would have been the last day of the window. And again, it was in the Premier League.
To be honest, I don't really believe it was actually official. I think we just posted something out just to say that, we're still active, when clearly all we wanted was Gahey. Our minds were on Gahey. We were not going to settle with anyone else apart from Gahey. Oh, okay, there's about an hour left or so. Let's just bung in an offer for Alanga that is never going to happen. I don't believe it one bit.
Apparently, Forest confirmed it was a bid, and Marinakis turned it down, or Makinakis turned it down,
Oh, well.
or Makianakas, or whatever you want to call it.
Mac.
You leave your knackers
Oh.
where they are.
South
when
Cam.
you
Oh,
take
God.
Arse-
But I take who?
Arse Blaster from
oh,
Brighton.
God.
Horse Blaster, yeah, he's still at Sheffield United, isn't he?
Andre
Second
Santos,
in row,
big missed opportunity. Highest rated centre midfield in Europe's top 5 leagues so far this season.
Is he still
Yeah.
at Forest? Is he still on Faust? Is he still on loan? Because
Who's that?
Andre Santos, is he at Forest on the season on loan? Where is he now?
He's went to Strasbourg.
Chelsea, isn't he?
Strasbourg permanently.
Oh, Strasbourg permanently. Fair enough.
Yes, he went to. He's on loan. He's on loan there.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
permanent.
You sure it's permanent?
It's permanent.
No, let me just take a look. No, it's loan. It's definitely loan.
I was a loan buy.
It's definitely loan. You could get a keeper for Roma.
Oh, no, Peter, doesn't matter. It's somebody else who I was thinking of. It was somebody else who I was thinking of. Who
That's
went to
fair
Saudi. That one went to Saudi. I was on about him.
Oh, never mind. You could get a keeper from Roma, Sevilla for probably around about 20 million, and he's decent too.
I'll rate this keeper.
point.
I
We've got
think
5
he's
of them
a
as we
really
are.
good keeper. You know what, though? I haven't. We got to give it to the keepers we've got at the club. Dubravka, one of them. I mean, Gillespie, when we really get rid of this guy, seriously. But that Vlachodimos, why did he get him? I have no idea.
The fact
Why?
is,
His third
Oliver-
choice.
Yeah, the
In
fact
fact,
is,
he's not. He's fourth choice, actually, because Ruddy's third choice.
the fact is as well, Jason, all of our keepers are 30 plus.
Exactly.
Why
Why did we
do
give Gillespie a new deal? Oh, because he's great in the training ground. We want players that want to compete for a place in the starting
It's
lineup.
time we need to start again. Another one we were linked with as well, again in the Premier League. But again, Bernie, you asking a fortune, Jason. James Trafford.
If we'd gone in for Trafford, I probably would have gone in for Eddie Howe out straight away. Why the hell would we want to have 6 senior goalkeepers in the squad? Our 25-man squad consists already of 5 goalkeepers. We only need 3.
Apparently, Dubravka was ready to go, but because he couldn't get the Celtic move, he didn't want to go anywhere else. He wanted Celtic move on, I think.
Guys, it's nearly winter. How do we know PAF has enough money to afford the... We're not going to discuss the politics side of that, unfortunately. Minty Murphy.
Thank God
Tonali,
Bonner's
I mean,
Jason,
the thing is,
Tonali,
Jason-
Tonali combined, absolutely.
Thank God,
I mean, Jason-
he'll flick and flip.
I mean,
Go on.
obviously, I've mentioned this before, but, you talk about goalkeepers, right? And yeah, we need to get rid of a couple of keepers, definitely. But, and I've said this to Pete and John and, Mason, but like Carlos Miguel, who's gone to Forest for 3.4 million, that was his release clause from Corinthians, and they are really pissed about that. And look, he played well for Forest against us in that cup game. And I think he would have been perfect for us for an understudy for Pope because he's 25.
Yeah.
So, he's still young for a goalkeeper. And he would have cost a lot less than what Trafford cost because Burnley want 20 to 30 million for Trafford. We weren't going to pay 35 for Mamardashvili, even though he's a quality goalkeeper. So, why are we missing out on these keepers though? Why can't we go and pay 3.4 million for a keeper from Brazil and integrate him into the squad? And then that way, play him in cup games and things like that. And then eventually, what if Pope gets an injury and he gets in on the Premier League and he has a cracking season? The following season, he could be worth 50, 60 million quid.
Yeah.
That's what was worrying me for the start of this season. If Pope was to get injured, we had John Ruddy on the bench, and I am not confident with John Ruddy sitting on the bench as number 2.
Again, why do we need a keeper that got relegated from the Championship?
To League One, yeah.
You need a team of players that can adopt to different styles and tactics, but Eddie Sam seems to have only one tactic and one style. Yep. He's done all right with the ones that's come in. Yeah. Joe Willock, if he's Steve Pitt, pivots next season. Yep. Target we need rid of.
Agreed.
Fucking hell,
Oh God. For Southampton.
Smallboner. Willie Smallboner.
Mm-hmm. We just said you're quiet. He's been getting some good points in. That was a joke. Willock will come back from Singy, then pull a hammy, tighten up his boot or something, knowing him. Just wish the Anthony story would go away. I do not want Anthony at all. Don't
It's
say
just a glorified Mickey.
God. Jesus. We are slowly building. Remember, 3 years ago, we had probably had no player at the club worth 20 more than 25 million. No, we didn't think it would take. Oh, God, I remember that. Even Clarkey wanted Hudson-Odoi as well. I think it's the last time we won the Premier League was 1927. How awesome would it be if we win it in 2027? That would be great. We just love it. We would just love any trophy.
Pete, if you won the Premier League, right? I think the Premier League will hate it. They will absolutely hate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Problem is the most only sellable players you have to keep. Unfortunately, either Isak, Bruno, or Gordon will probably be sold to fund future transfers and boost FFP. Go to Salisbury, best players in the Premier League. From there, Haaland, Mane, Szoboszlai, Adeyemi came from the AC Milan, just saying their best centre-back, Ryan and Karim Kanati, is banging in the goals. Yeah, he's at Strasbourg on loan. Has Alanga actually done much than destroy us? Do we all think he's actually better than what he is because of that one game at St. James's? Both games he ripped down Burn in year one. I think Man United fans were very disappointed they got rid of him.
John?
They must be gutted. He's got potential there, but he's doing well at Forest, and long may it continue with him.
He's got 5 goals. He's played 39. He's so far. I think he's played 39 league games and got 5 goals.
Speedy.
He's very quick, and that's what we're
Yes.
missing. In a way,
did.
is someone quick on the wings at times.
Pete, the way he burst past Dan Burn last season, he absolutely roasted him, toasted him, man.
Gandhi once said who has most keepers has most glory. My favorite quote of his. I know, mate. Shit, PSO we are probably in mainly because of PSO and probably mismanaging. We need more sponsorships as well. That's another problem. A lot of the other team players got injured during the national team break. Thank God it wasn't any of ours. John Ruddy getting muddy, not good. Hugo Sousa, the next keeper. Corinthians replaced Carlos Miguel with him. He had a very good loan in Portuguese Premier League last season. Yeah. Wacky said he'd feel more confident having Ruddy in goal over Gillespie. But again, why Ruddy was a player we didn't need. Vlachodimos was a player we didn't need as well.
Yeah, it broke out that apparently Eddie never actually wanted Vlachodimos to begin with.
So, question:
Why
who was
are we
that one
signing
down?
players no one wants?
Again, who was that one down to?
I mean, the latest links we've got is, and people are wondering why are we looking at players now when we can't sign anybody? Well, you can sign free agents now, as long as it's signed before September the 14th. But apparently, and this is a rumour going around, we are in talks to sign Adrian Rabiot.
I would take him. I would happily give him what he wants.
There's the news, guys. I'll go tell a little story about this guy, right? It's agent.
He's a mama's boy.
It's his mum's agent.
Yes, it is.
Mum's
Yes,
agent,
that's correct.
right? And she drives a hard bargain, right? He was on 235k, right?
She drives a hot
Review this. Sorry.
I love how you said that.
He was on 225k, right? And I think he'll probably want the same money, 225k. That's his mum say he's worth that. Now, if that's true, we ain't gonna get him.
You could compensate. You could do that though, John. What you could do is you can give him a larger signing on fee, and then that would compensate for his wages. So you could say, well, we'll still give you 150 grand a week, but the other 80 grand a week will roll that into a big sign on fee. So there you go. So you're actually getting that money, but you're getting the big signing on fee, and you can do it that way, and then that way you're not upsetting anybody. But look, we've got to break the wage structure eventually. We've got to, and. Look, Rabiot is a class player. Let's be honest.
29.
He's an upgrade on Longstaff, that's for sure.
Definitely. There was even talk of bringing in Anthony Martial to go on the wing.
Martial, I'm not stuck.
No, thank you.
Chelsea also looking at a new stadium now and might also move out of Stamford Bridge. I've heard rumours about that. Sorry, Elanga is a pacemaker type. We need a goal scorer and provide Elanga's Mickey 2 points. So I think he's better than Mickey and Murphy. I think he's better than the pair of them. Brian Clough once said Rome wasn't built in a day, but I wasn't at work that day, says Wacky. We had to sign Vlachodimos in order for Forest to sign Anderson means must. But I was talking with this with Jason earlier on the show, Tony. Could there have been another player from Forest that we could have got to help match the PSR instead of getting Vlachodimos?
Apart from Chris Wood.
Well, possibly could have been, but we didn't. We didn't look at that, did we? I mean, why didn't we say, well, we'll take Elanga? But,
again,
you know, I mean, Forest fans are raving over Elliot Anderson. They're absolutely loving it. And it's looking now like Elliot Anderson's turned his back on Scotland as well because he's gone to play for the England 21s now. So, and apparently had a good game, first game for the under 21. So, it looks like Anderson's move has actually gone in the right direction for him. As I say, Forest fans are waxing lyrical over him at the moment. They're saying, you know, you can't keep him at the side. But I don't think he really, I mean, look, he really fit our system, that's the thing. But it'll be interesting to see what how he gets on the rest of the season, Elliot Anderson for Forest. But
Tony, Coffee's just mentioned he's just won the Player of the Month for Alpha Forest.
He has,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Forest fans absolutely love him.
Wacky says, give Rabiot on Big John Sinclair as a sexy toy as part of the deal.
Which deal though? The deal to go to Man United or the deal to come to Newcastle?
Covey says Balotelli is a free agent, but he got rejected by an Indian team because of his past disciplinary record. Balotelli definitely no, thank you.
Nope.
No.
Dawn was setting fireworks off in the bathroom.
Yep. Let's see. Rabiot shit compared to Tonali. So how can we buy a player whose days have done at Juventus have been too bad? I don't think Rabiot's a bad player.
I think he's quality. I mean, he's a good player. And this guy, you know what? He loves his bookings, by the way. But I tell you what, box to box, quality.
Yep. Anderson is Forest Player of the Month. He is. Forest wanted rid of Lacademos. I think it was him or no deal. PSR problems for us. It's shite. Now, I know we're going a little bit away from the subject here. But John, what do you make of Darren Niels has been come and said something about the PSR situation? I don't know if you've seen about it.
I'm going to take a hit on this one. Yeah, he's not very happy about it at all whatsoever. He is not. Because he is right, by the way, for parts and things I read. But it's just like everybody else. They just hate this PSR thing. I spoke to Lee Ryder. Oh, he's going to go out in about 10 to 10. He's going out, yeah. The thing is, right, I mean, we both said that this PSR, right, is killing the Premier League. It's not just killing the clubs, it's killing the Premier League, yeah? Because the thing is, if you don't scrap this PSR, then we're going to have problems. Look at Michael Olise, left Palace, go to Bayern Munich, yeah? Look at the younger players we've got. I mean, the younger players, right, through the ranks, they go abroad as well, if you know what I mean. But I think Darren is right again. I mean, something needs to happen. The Premier League needs to start listening now because they are absolutely killing trade. Yeah, and I tell you what as well, I think it's getting worse because people are just absolutely peed off about it. I'm not going to say the fully word, but just peed off about it, Pete. And I think now we're going to end up, and I'll tell you now, Alice Crook from TalkSport is right. If this carries on, then we're going to lose young, up-and-coming talent to European sides. They're going to be vultured them. And the Premier League is going to go from here to the bottom. They need to sort it out quickly.
Brian says, did I vote for Mrs. Brown Boys to win a National Television Award? I've not voted at all.
Can I just say something on Darren Niels, right? Instead of talking to journalists, how about doing an interview to send out on fucking YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, with the official media official media for Newcastle, instead of being behind a fucking paper.
I always get very skeptical when clubs offer plays to the clubs. There's got to be a reason they want rid attitude. Yep. Cool question for you, John. What has Rabiot done? Juventus have crashed. They're are miles ahead of them, and Rabiot was let go because he's on wages. His ass can't cash. He's done nothing but cash checks.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, right, he's out of contract at the end of the season, right? Obviously, they offered a new deal, and he didn't want to take it. And you have to understand as well that Thiago Motta's just taken over as head coach of Juve, right? One of the sort players in. And they're thinking, you know what, at 29, he wants that sort of money. We're not going to pay him that. So they let him go on the free.
I mean, talking to Elliot Anderson, he's against Northern Ireland the other night. Played 88 minutes, had 70 touches of the ball. 44 out of 53 passes were accurate, giving him 83% pass rate. 3 key passes he made. 3 out of 5 crosses were accurate. 2 out of 2 long balls were accurate. 1 shot on target, 1 off target. 1 out of 2 dribble attempts successful. 1 big chance missed. 3 out of 9 ground duels won. 17 times he lost possession. He done 2 fouls. He was fouled twice as well. So, look, he had a good debut for England under 21s against Northern Ireland.
And going back to the PSR, Pete, right, about Darren Niels, right, I mean, and he's basically saying Richard Masters is not quite sure how to handle it as well. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of handle it. And he's calling to rethink it's over, yeah? Even Aston Villa saying the same thing, yeah? I mean, this guy, Richard Masters, has killed the club. He's killing it. He's turning the Premier League into a Super League. into
Yeah, he
the
has.
Super League. Yeah, and he already done that. And I said this for months now. He has turned it into the Super League, and that's what he's got. And you know what? They're getting a bit peed off now. I mean, the owners, the board, they're getting peed off about it. Something needs to happen because I tell you what, the Premier League's simply going to die. We cannot you killing trade. I hope Man City win the arbitration. If they do, it's going to open a whole lot of rooms, my guy. And I tell you what, they wouldn't have a clue. But what they probably do as well, the Premier League will drag it out and drag it out and drag it out before they release it. That's what they're going to do, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. Rabiot's mother is a firecracker. Wanted rid of him because he didn't have enough letters in the club shop to put on his shirt, and an announcer couldn't pronounce it. Only player that starts in the midfield, French midfield in tournaments is far from shit. People can be against him for those wages and Mamba problems, but on the pitch, we don't regress with him. Good point, Foxy. 20 minutes let the people speak. Forrest got the better deal. This is a good one you popped up in there. Jason Sanusi. He was great in the Cellar Cup competitions. I would like to see him, give him more of a chance.
Give the kid a chance. Give Asula a chance. Well, I was hoping Asula would have played in the game against Forest, but he's got the full 90 yet again, and he wasn't doing very good performances since the start of the season until he finally scored against Spurs.
Yeah,
give the kids a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good move for Anderson. He gets regular starts now. Howe would have used him as a sub. Yeah, that was the problem. In a way, if we get Anderson, he'd not be a first-team starter. Quite probably, maybe I would be against Rabiot just because of the wages and probably more so the signing on fee too much. Fair point, Foxy. Richard Masters was employed by the cartel. We've seen the letter from Arsenal to him. Oh, well then. You know. Lorraine's asking, John, are you streaming this so I can give you a thumbs up?
Yes,
no,
it's going on. Go on.
I'm streaming it.
Yeah, it's going on. It's going on 10 to 10. So Lorraine,
John, she's on about this. She's on about this.
Are you streaming this stream?
Are you streaming? No, not at all. Sorry.
He's not streaming this, but it's Tony's got it on his. It's all black and white TV, and Jason's doing it on his as keeping a tune. I think there's been some deal done between City and Premier League so they don't get dumped off the charges of relegation if they drop the associated parties case so on. Yeah, no, Lorraine. No, it's just it's just because John was quite late coming on the show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as well. But Mason, Charlie, January, we've got to go. We've got to get players in, and we need to look in the other markets. Because if Eddie Howe's still a manager, and he still insists on looking at just the Premier League market or the English market, it's going to cause uproar again.
Otherwise, he's going to get his boot. That's what he's going to get. He's going to get the boot.
And there'll be more debacle between Mitchell and Howe again.
No, it will. He's got to do a lot better. Otherwise, yes, as I've just said, there's other English managers who do the same with obviously going to South America. Look what Potter did. Prime example. Look at what Potter did at Brighton. He didn't complain. He just got on with it.
Yes, he did.
Till he went to Chelsea. But Howe was completely freaking different.
Hit the like on the channels, please, people. Cheers, Wacky. Hi, guys. I mean, you stream a Pete show. No, he's not on his channel. It's just Jason and Tony that are doing it as well. But please do remember to hit the like button as well, because we've got quite a few watching there tonight. So please do hit those likes so people know where to find us up in the search results. And again, if either please do subscribe as well if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new as well, please do smash the subscribe button because it does help us grow as well. Next headline will be Newcastle in for Bournemouth player again, or Calvert-Lewin.
Oh God, no, thank you.
I did not want Calvert-Lewin. I really do not want him. He is just another Callum Wilson. It'll just be those two competing against each other to who gets the physio bench first.
Again, Tony, if we're going for him again.
No, thank you. No, definitely not. Can't go for them too, Charlie.
No, we can't. I'm glad we pulled out the first time, but Charlie as well. So Already have Wacky. Nice one, Clarky. Like, subscribe, hit the bells on all our channels. Absolutely. The bell notifications as well, because that does let you know whenever a live show's taking place or when a pre-recorded video has been uploaded as well. So make sure you do not miss anything important that comes on the way out. John, again, if we went in for Calvert-Lewin again, it just shows we're going completely backwards.
Do you know what, mate? I'm not being funny, but you're absolutely right. Because look, we need to get proper players coming in, right? I want to win, like I said, I want to win cups, I want to win titles, or fight for the title. This guy's not going to flip us anything. Do you know what I mean? But you're right. Is he 27 coming on 28? I mean, listen, his injury record's not the best. I'm not going to lie. However, one thing I will say, we need to get proper players coming through the door. Simple as that. Calvert-Lewin, no disrespect to Everton, but it's not what we need right now. We need to get players abroad and give them a chance.
Absolutely, yeah, John. Like all guest channels, cheers, Lorraine. Bet Berendon Diaz wish he had pulled out early too. His son's an embarrassment to football. I seen the statement, and the guy's an absolute cheating little shit.
You read it wrong, Pete.
Oh, well, still.
He did, didn't he?
I know what he's...
Bertrand Diaz's dad wished he'd pulled out.
How well? Fair enough. But again, the guy... I've seen what he put out, Berendon Diaz, and the guy's an absolutely cheating little moron. João Pedro was another big missed opportunity. Remember, part of the fan base back then say, but he's a championship player. Look at him now. Will only get better. The fact is, with that one, though, Foxy, we were going in for him, but we got Isak instead. But João Pedro, look how he's developed as a player, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done well for Brighton, hasn't he?
Again, yeah, absolutely.
25 mil, we could have gone in and got Jadon Sancho.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, look at the targets we've missed out on. I think January at the moment it kind of come quick enough because we're going to need these players in. Hopefully, they have put their differences aside. What has been reported that they're coming through, and the pair of them are going to work together. And I hope Eddie Howe just stops with this. No, I only want to shop in the Premier League or the English leagues now. Sorry, we need to be looking at other players abroad, and we can get players a lot cheaper, and there can certainly be better players as well than some of the are in the Premier League, because we're Premier League players now. You're paying well over the odds for them now. I mean, Guy is not worth 75 million. Absolutely no chance. But Palace will want to sell him for that price because they don't want to sell him. And I really hope we don't do business with Steve Parish again.
You just know for a fact as soon as January comes along, we're going to put in an offer for Gay again.
Evening, Pete, Tony, and John, and the rest of the guests. Hope you well, Pablo. Whatever happened to Lamptey at Brighton? He's fantastic. Then disappeared, but I'd love to have seen him as a right winger, not a right wing back. Lamptey's a great player. Again, the guy's just been very unlucky with injuries.
Well, it's injuries again, do you know what I mean? He's still quite young, but I think Brighton are looking to sell him or even put him out on loan. But for me, if it's a fully fit Lamptey, I think he would have been brilliant. But I think Percy's injuries has gone against him, I'm afraid. Shame. He's a great lad.
He's just been a bit unlucky with those, I suppose.
100%, Pete.
There you are. No, it was Tony, if that's fine. We might just keep going just a little bit longer. But Tony, if you need to head off, then that's fine, mate.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
What we got coming up on your channel? It's all Black and White TV.
Yeah, there'll be a match preview for the Wolves game, and there'll also be the pre-match on Sunday as well. So keep an eye out for that, and maybe we'll have a delve into Eddie Howe's press conference as well on Friday.
Nice one. So if you do, make sure you do tune into Tony's channel. It's all Black and White TV. Do drop him a subscription. That would be absolutely fantastic. So please do check out Tony's channel. He does some really, really cracking stuff on there. But no problem, Tony. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Pete. See you later, guys.
Everybody take care.
Hey,
Take care,
Bye,
team.
bye.
See you later.
Can't see us spending much in the window. Then we surely have a lot to spend next summer. Surely we'll wait and see. But I think we need some players in January because, John, if we get an injury, it could be disaster waiting to happen, and we don't want that again.
100%. I mean, last season, it's just how do I put it? I mean, it's disaster after disaster. One thing leads to another. Do you know what I mean? But 12 injuries, 13 injuries, yeah, mainly first teamers. It's just not great at all, Pete. And we cannot afford to have that again next season. This season, by the way. However,
And again,
we've got James Ponce.
Yeah, and we're not rushing players back. We're not going to be rushing players back to injury. Apparently, it's going to be December for Botman. Again, if James Bunce has apparently come out and said to these players, no.
Yep, 110%.
Not
I mean,
yet.
look,
We want to make sure you are fully recovered.
that. And this is why Joe Willock came back injured again. Yeah, ain't going to happen again.
And again,
Come
I
in.
think it's the week after for Joe Willock.
Let's hope we'll get him back for Man City. Yeah, don't mind him missing the Fulham game, but we've got enough quality to beat Fulham. However, we need to get a fully fit Joe Willock back because I think if he comes through injury free, I think this guy will be back to how he was before, and I think he can make a huge difference between top 4 or top 6.
No problem. Goodbye, everyone. Take care.
Take care, Jay.
You as well. You as well, Julie.
Yeah, Julie.
Take care and thanks for tuning in tonight. People just saying hello as well. So, but again, Jason, we don't want that problem again last season with the injuries.
We don't.
That's why we need. That's why we're going to January in a way kind of come quick enough.
The only problem is when January comes around, I think we might just go in for maybe a loan deal. I think when we got taken over, they said January windows are not going to be important. We're mainly focused on summer windows.
But it depends. If we start to slide down the table, that's the only problem. Then that might our owners and might come out and says, now we need to do something about this. With a fully fit squad, you look pretty strong. We do, but I just don't want another toll on injuries because a couple of injuries could well and truly come back to haunt us, and that is the problem. And again, which is why we didn't do it in the window just gone, in positions that we really needed, and that was the thing. So
indeed, mate. Indeed.
But I suppose we're in a good position within the table so far. But I'm just based on the transfer window was an absolute farce. You can't say it wasn't a good window. It's one of the worst we've seen.
It is. We need to be a little bit better now.
I just hope that I'm not being funny, but I just hope that this doesn't ever happen again, guys, because we've got, and I've said to this guys for years and years, get the players in early. Why? Because we've got to get them in early before we go pre-season. Simple as that. I've always said this, Pete, Mason, Jason, yeah? And here we are now, right? No one's come in. Same players going in, just like that. Please get the tags in early. And I'm sure Paul Mitchell would get it right.
I'm sure he will. Him and Eddie have now got to work together. That's all we can say. We need to start looking at players.
In a way, we did get our transfers in early. It's just the fact that it was Blacademos, Ruddy, Kelly. We just got a load of nobodies, shall we say.
As well. Take care, Wacky. Daniel says it was an Ashley era window. Sorry to say. Do you know what? It felt like that to me in a way as well. I mean, John, it felt like that. You cannot disagree with Daniel's comment there.
I totally agree with Daniel. Everything he said there, I'm not going to lie, because you know what it is, right? It's like Mike Ashley owning a football club again. But you know what? I hope they learn from it and ensure this doesn't ever happen again. Because I tell you what, we as fans, we are not going to pull up this kind of window ever again. Because I tell you one thing, if it happens again, the fans will say something as simple as that. And
Well,
people
yeah.
say, be happy, be happy. You know what I mean? Be patient. No, get your targets in, be proactive, like Brighton has been doing. Get your targets in, put the money up. If you have to pay 10 million extra on top of it, just do it.
Have you seen the way Isak and Gyros League Cup would be mint up front for us any chance? Isak can be a good word. I heard them two linked very well up playing for Sweden.
Do you know what it
They
is?
do
Right?
really
I spoke
well.
to
There were goals and
Lee.
assists between the pair of them.
I spoke
Yes.
to Lee Ryder on my channel, yeah, and I said, Guy Yorkis will be a fantastic replacement of Isak if Isak does score. But I spoke to him about Isak could be signing a new contract, but he wants a release clause in it as well.
Oh, well, I think the players had too much football last season, not much break with Australia, Japan, Eurocella Cup, and Copa America. That's a good point, but what we also
good
didn't
point.
have a lot last season was enough squad depth, I thought, in my opinion. And that was another part of our issues. So there you are. Well then, guys, we're now going to start to coming up to end the stream now. It's been fantastic as always. Some really, really good points that have come in for today. So big thanks to, of course, Mason for being calls to the channel. Of course, Jason coming on, Tony, and of course, John as well. Thank you so much, guys. Those of you who popped them in the chat with some very interesting points. Thank you so much. Mods as well on the channel. Brilliant as always. Thank you so much. So we're just going to ask the other two guys what they got coming up. Oh, and my camera's decided to go. I don't know why it does this. Right, just 1 second, guys. I'll be in and back out and in. Mason,
This is
just take over a
okay.
moment.
So, Mr. Sinclair, where can we find you?
Thanks some of the song, by the way, Mason and Peter and Jason guys as well. And yeah, you can find us on John Sinclair TV. But before I go on if you go on X or YouTube, I'm on for another half an hour with Lee Ryder.
There we are.
We'll talk about all things Toon with Lee Ryder, the Chronicle. Stick a like on as well. I'm trying to look for it on. It might not be on X on what do you call YouTube yet. But if you go on X, right, and then just stick a like on later on. So it's on X now, and
Also, you've had Lee Ryder on, John, are you?
I have that. I got Lee Ryder
Nice.
on.
Oh,
And, he's an
brilliant.
amazing guy. He's a good guy. He talks a lot of sense, and yeah. So away we go, man.
Absolutely. So John Sinclair TV, if you haven't checked his channel out, so feel free to do so. And Jason, where can we find you and what we got coming up as well?
No, tomorrow we're looking to have that very first Sinclair Award video back again.
Oh, nice one, loving it.
And then roughly about Friday, we should do a Wolves preview. And yeah, on our way to a free figure sum on YouTube. So you'll find me keeping it Toon YT. Same for Twitter, X as well. Follow me, give you a follow back.
Yeah, so check out Jason's channel, Keeping It Toon. He's been streaming the show on his channel as well. So helping him, he's back on the YouTube scene as well, which is fantastic.
Brilliant.
Those Sinclair, looking forward to those Sinclair rewards, I can tell you that.
Big up Jason as well.
Absolutely, and I presume there'll be some crackers ones in there as well. So there you are. Well, then, me and Mason, we will be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the match preview. So 8 o'clock, we'll be back for that. Friday night at 8 o'clock, you know what that will be, of course. The Crazy Petey's Football Live Show, 8 o'clock. You know what we'll have on there, as always. Bit of course, banter. A lot of laughs, a lot of food picks, Chippers' rants. Something you don't want to miss on a Friday night at 8 o'clock. So there you are. Saturday, probably not sure what we'll have on them, but there'll probably be a day off. And then Sunday will be the game, so there'll be the fan reaction show after the game. This is chance for you to have your say on the game as well, either in the chat or coming on the show as well. So that's what we got coming up so far throughout the end of the week. So make sure you stay tuned. You're tuned so you do not miss anything coming up on the channel. Great shows. Always hit the thumbs up, lads. Cheers, Wacky. Where can we find you? Oh, God, Wacky. Take care, all you as well, Ian. And great show. Cheers so much, Ian. Chippers Rants or Pants. Chippers' Rants. Chippers always comes up with some great stuff on there. So when he's got something up his sleeve. So there you are. So that's it, guys, for tonight. Remember, if you have enjoyed, please do give us the thumbs up. That keeps us up those search results on YouTube. So please do remember to hit the like so people know where to find us. Please, of course, if you're brand new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed and you enjoy what goes on week in, week out, hit that subscribe button. Free to do so. It does help make the channel grow. And of course, do remember to do it on John's channel and Jason's channel, because I know Jason has been streaming as John didn't, but Tony did as well. So do remember to take Tony's channel out as well. It's all Black and White TV. And of course, do hit the bell notification. It does let you know whenever a live show is taking place or when a pre-recorded video has been uploaded as well. So make sure you do hit that bell so you make sure you do not miss a thing coming out on this channel as well. If you'd like to give a donation, feel free to do so. If you want to become a member, it's 99p a month. Hit the join button to become a member. And you'll be put into a prize draw we do on the channel as well. Well then, guys, until tomorrow night, we will see you all later. Take care, everyone. And it's up with the lads.
What's that all about? What's that all about?
Who?
Special announcement.
Porkerland. Porkerland. That's why. Porkerland.
Oh, well, yeah, he's just said it. There you are. Well then, guys, we'll see you all later. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And we'll see you later. Good night, everyone. How are the lads? Away the lasses. See you later, guys. Take care, and we'll see you later.